you doing today? We were out earlier for our walk this morning and it's pretty chilly, about 45 degrees. Spent most of our day yesterday working on one garden bed. Dug up all of the garlic so that I could clean out all of the leaves that had fallen in and other debris that got blown in over the course of our winter. Added some compost material to it and replanted the garlic. It's hard to believe that took all day. But in the process, I was really happy to find that some of the seeds that I'd put for onions and garlic were germinating, coming up. So that means they didn't get completely eaten by the critters. So that was a good find. Oh, let's find the spot, Meg. Come on, let's get away from that. You don't need to be by that. There you go. Find your own spot. So I was just turning on the news a little bit before we went out to walk. I better get a bag here, just a moment. Don't understand why you picked that spot, but it's okay. All right, just a moment. Let's go find a trash can, Meg. All right, underneath the tree branch, here we go. Hey, Ron, happy Sunday. Good morning, how you doing? Guess I'm out early enough to catch you today. Thanks for joining. Spent the day working in the garden yesterday. How about yourself? Meg has been on strike, refusing to go out back. Oh, you're doing great. That's awesome. You must be getting ready for that trip you're planning on taking. You guys aren't getting any smoke from those fires in New York, are you? I had just turned on and was looking at the news a little bit this morning, and I saw that there's fires in Long Island, brush fires. Kind of crazy how the fires have been going on. Oh, you had a whole week of cloudy weather, huh? And you finally got some sunlight. That's good. I remember those days in Alaska. Sunlight's beautiful today. Feels great out here. I mean, other than it's cold, I put extra layers on. That's all it really takes if you think about it. Just dress warm, right? Any plans today? Yeah, we're gonna make it to the gym finally. We've been pretty busy. Mr. Painter had to do some plumbing work over at our rental, so that kept him busy. Hey, Cindy Rosa, thanks for joining the channel. Good morning. So today we are going to make it to the gym. Probably do a little more garden work, some tax work. Nobody wants to do that, right? Actually, Mr. Painter does all that. How about yourself? Was it the Appalachian Trail that you're planning on doing this year, Ron? Beautiful morning. Good to get out and walk. Okay, it was the Appalachian Trail. When will it be thawed enough for you to start a trip like that? Did you say May? Oh, you're doing it the reverse direction. Okay. I'm happy for that sunlight, let me tell you. Makes all the difference in the world. Without that, it'd be pretty cold out here. Educate My Time. Hi, thanks for joining the channel this morning. We're getting out for a walk, Miss Meg and I, on this daylight savings day. Kind of hoping they do away with that, right? It'd be nice if it just stayed the same time all the time. Who agrees with me? What is it, Meg? That's got to be the most interesting rock, right? Oh, there we go. The quail. That's what it is. You heard the quail. Look at them. They're all lined up. What you doing? You're in the wrong yard. You should be at my house. Silly birds. I bet you they do come to our house because they don't seem that scared of me. I mean, they skedaddled, but not as fast as they would if they didn't recognize me. They're like, does that lady have any seed for us? Got some more walkers out here. Be interesting to see if some of the people that I normally see early in the morning, I only walk early in the morning when it's warm, if they're out walking even though it's cold or cooler. Oh, June is the time that you start that trail. Okay. Yeah, in Alaska you can still get snow at the end of May. Nobody likes it when that happens, but it does happen. Good morning. Beautiful day. Hello. You are crazy. What? Are you happy? Goodness, look at you. It's almost like that was fun. You like digging in the dirt. Well, I won't be doing any traveling this year. I'm going to be taking care of our grow room. Mr. Painter is still thinking about how he wants to keep that cool when we get our high temperatures. One of our neighbors talked about a swamp cooler. If you did a swamp cooler, you'd have to have a dehumidifier in there too, because it actually gets pretty humid in there. And the alternate would be to put in a small portable air conditioner, right? Set it on a high temperature. We don't want to freeze those plants. It's getting going. It's getting going. The fruit trees are all awake. Well, almost all of them, I should say. We've got a lot of blooms on the apricot and the apple and the almond. Those things are waking up. Some of the perennial herbs are going. Have a little garlic and onions germinating, some of the seeds that I threw out last year. And the grow room is busting out with stuff. I'm hardening it off, taking it out and putting it outside during the day to get it used to natural sunlight. So it's going pretty good. Good morning. How are ya? Walker out here, just like us. So as I thought, some people walk early in the morning no matter what time of the year it is, right? It's just their regular schedule. We've kind of rotated to where When it's cold, we walk later in the day, and when it's warm, we walk early in the day. Kind of wonder what this tree is. It's got blooms on it. Yeah, actually it really is a good place to see stars at night. I didn't see that planetary lineup though. I looked for it. My husband said that it would probably appear at different times of the night. I know somebody posted a picture of them lined up, but I don't know if that was time-lapsed or quite how that worked. You probably didn't catch that. You've been overcast for a week. We always see Venus here. That one's pretty bright. And different constellations than in Alaska. I don't actually know any of the ones that are here. Although I think I've seen the Little Dipper. Lots of stars here at night. I love this time of the day. It's so pretty with the sun coming up. Peaceful. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I almost forgot about that. We are going to have an eclipse. Is that called lunar? When it's the moon? Yeah, lunar. If it was the sun, it'd be solar, right? There we go. A lot of stuff happening in the night sky, that's for sure. Hear the doves in the background and a barking dog. Some poor dogs never get a walk. Ooh, pretty bird. What is that? That wasn't actually a mockingbird. It's about the same size. I wonder if it was a woodpecker. Huh. I mean, woodpeckers are often bigger, but it could have been a young one. It kind of had a ring around its neck, but it wasn't a dove. Anyway, I guess we'll never know. Peaceful morning. You know, I used to see satellites in the night sky in Alaska, but I haven't really observed them here. They're probably here. I think I've seen a meteorite once at night here. We don't really stay up that late. I mean, we obviously stay up past dark, but we're not out in the middle of the night. That would be pretty cool to see, though. Yeah, I used to see satellites regularly at night in Alaska, but I haven't really noticed any here. No bunnies, Meg. No other puppies, just you. You're the only one this morning. So my husband and I were watching this video last night. Sunflowers are really pretty, but a lot of times they don't really grow well with other plants. They emit something from their roots that affects the growth of other plants. But we actually saw that it was a companion plant for cucumbers, which is pretty cool because you could use those to let your cucumber trellis on, and that would be pretty. So I was kind of excited to see that because I love sunflowers. They're so pretty, but when you have a small garden space, you don't really want to plant anything that doesn't play nicely with others, right? Especially if it's just something that you mostly look at. It'd be pretty entertaining, actually, if it actually made it to the stage of having sunflower seeds, because I'm guessing the birds would be all over it. Be a distraction from other things, perhaps. And I saw this other thing this morning that I thought was pretty cool for gardening. I've been using floating row covers kind of woven in the edge of the little fences my husband put around my baskets to keep the birds and the rabbits out of. Oh, it is cold at night. It's in the 40s. I mean, that's not horrible. It's not as cold as where you're at. But I saw somebody using plastic wrap, and I thought, well, visually, you could actually see through plastic wrap. I mean, the floating row cover wrapped into those little fences is kind of ugly, but I'm more worried about harvesting my cilantro and my parsley than what it looks like. But yeah, it has actually been pretty cool at night, pretty chilly. An interesting thing about the desert is with the lack of humidity, it actually feels cooler when it's cold, and it doesn't feel as hot, believe it or not, at 90 with the humidity, or with the lack of humidity. In Alaska, if it's 90 degrees, it is hot, and almost nobody has air conditioning in Alaska. My husband, the last couple years that we were in Alaska, bought a portable air conditioner because we actually had a whole month of 90 there. And let me tell you, you can handle a weekend of that, but a month of 90 with no air conditioner with humidity gets pretty hot. Okay, you've got 24, so we're about 20 degrees warmer than you at nighttime. But we'll probably get into the high 60s today. It was getting pretty warm last week, like we were headed right into summer, but that often happens here where you feel like you're going to start summer and then it drops back to the spring temperatures. But you should never be in a hurry here for it to get hot, because when it gets hot, it gets really hot. Hoping we don't have a week of 120 again this year, but I'm kind of prepared for it. I'm mostly going to plant stuff outside that does really well in the heat, since my husband had that grow room built for me, and focus on things like tomatoes and peppers and lettuces and things like root vegetables and other types of greens in the grow room. The only exception is I did find one tomato, a Thornton tomato, that did really well in the heat. It actually survived the week of 120, and it put on medium-sized, really sweet, flavorful tomatoes. So I've got a bunch of those going, and I'm going to have them on the wall in the area where it doesn't get quite as much sun. I'm pretty excited about that. I used to grow a lot of tomatoes in Alaska, easily 50 pounds of them, and most of the time they would never get ripe, but I would hang them by the vine upside down in the garage, and they actually got ripe that way. You know, I'm trying, Ron. I've been shopping at Sprouts for vegetables, which is more expensive because they say that they don't use any of Bill Gates' special product coatings on their produce. But as of yesterday, I am priced out of Sprouts, man. I spent about double what I normally spend there yesterday. And I did buy a couple of things that were a little more expensive, but the price tag definitely went up. So I'm going to be shopping at Winco for whatever I need now, which is too bad. But yeah, I'm trying to grow as much as I can. The strawberries germinated in our grow room, so that's pretty exciting, because with keeping that space warmer and having some grow lights, we might be able to actually have strawberries year round. So I'm trying for that for fruit, and we have our fruit trees, but that's the outdoor fruit trees, that's very seasonal. The apples, if we get a bunch of apples, those will last for about 3 months. And I tried to can some of them. Last year I canned apple slices, and those actually are very good. The year before I canned apple pie filling, and that was really good too. Part of it is the quality of the apples we're growing, but got lucky and got a good recipe on the first try, right? We'll see. Our apricot tree, unfortunately, we've had problems with borers, and man, we've treated it and trying to kill those darn things, but I don't know. I think part of the reason it's so bloomed out, so beautiful, is that it's trying to reproduce because it thinks it's dying, right? So we'll see. I have a cutting going in the grow room from that apricot tree, and it hasn't molded, it hasn't shriveled, so I'm thinking there's a good chance that it'll work if I'm patient enough. The humidity in that grow room is a good environment for rooting a cutting, kind of like like a greenhouse. It's different. It's actually more humid than a greenhouse, but so yeah, I'm trying to root it. I did some grafts on the almond tree because they're compatible, but I don't see any sign of that working. I'm not taking them off. We'll give it time, but yep, we try. We do the best we can. We're going to grow a lot of quinoa this year too. Quinoa and squash. Let's see, tomatillos. I love tomatillos. It makes great salsa, and actually, if they're ripe, they're pretty interesting. The flavor is like a cross between banana and rhubarb, so I actually slice those up sometime small and add them to salad. Super good for you. Kumquats. The kumquat tree's been really good to us, and you can actually leave those kumquats on for quite a while. They don't go bad. Our lemon tree is budded out, and since I won't be working this year, I'll be able to supervise that tree. Maybe we'll get a lot of lemons. But that's pretty much what we have going on today. Right now, I hope everybody has a blessed day today, and I sure appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. I'm glad you were able to join the channel today, Ron, and I appreciate the new people. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.